Morning, everybody. Happy Friday. This is the morning show. Spencer, JC, Steve, with you on this lovely, cold Friday morning. Good morning, chat. Good morning, Phil and Berto, Jonathan, Rudy, Giant, Daniel, Mary, Risky Business. Good morning to everyone. Welcome. What's going on? Having a good day so far? We got a lot going on today. It's Crypto Friday. We'll have Louis Sykes stop by. I don't really know where Louis is. He's like in transit from New Zealand to America. He might be joining us from the airport. I don't know. But Louis will stop by today. I've been told. Of Kenny Glick stop by. Maybe Alfonso will stop in. It's been a while since we spoke to Fonz. So we should maybe see if we can arrange that. I got the guys here backstage, and they have charts that they're ready to share with you. So that's fun. And what's up, guys? Orange is my color. Okay, I could do that. All right. Enough about that. A couple things I want to mention real fast. First, if you still have not, by the way, signed up or watched the replays of Chart Summit, which was last weekend, the link is in the description on YouTube. Totally free. Replays are there. It's like 9.5 hours. I think 9.5 hours, maybe 10.5 hours of content and charts and presentations and education and awesome ideas. So the link is there. If you go to chartsummit.com, you can just go there, enter your email, get all the replays from last weekend. That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you missed the amazing video that Steve did with Kenny Glick yesterday, we'll drop the link in the chat now. It was awesome. Kenny is a earnings season fiend. This is what he lives for. I mean, he lives for every day, but especially earnings season. And we're in it now. Like, this week is sort of like the first course, but like the next 3 weeks are gonna be like bang, 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 bang every day for Kenny. So I'll drop the link in the chat if you missed it. It was a great video. Great job, Steve. Great job, Kenny. All right, let's bring on JC. Let's bring on Strazza, and let's talk about it.
Strazza doesn't like it when I talk about this sort of thing, but I got to tell you, I got to ask sometimes, what is the worst advice you ever got? And I think the worst advice I ever got was to buy companies with good fundamentals.
Did you say that to Josh and Michael?
I tweeted it out this morning, but it's true. Think about it. If you like small caps, right? The Russell 2000 has been making new all-time highs, right? But if you were waiting for the index with the good fundamentals, you've been waiting this whole time, man. These companies with good fundamentals are the laggards.
You're using the Russell 2000 to argue this case?
Well, the Russell 2000 lets anybody in, right? It's not communist like the S&P 600. Like, anybody gets in. You just have to be the smallest 2,000 companies in the Russell 3000. Doesn't matter how much money you lose, you're in.
No, but
like that.
So what? How about the people that bought the companies with good fundamentals? So they were in SPY and QQQ.
I'm talking about in small caps.
Well, while the Russell 2000 did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good fundamentals and small caps. That's a bit of a catch-22. I'm just kidding.
I really got nothing on this. I watched an 1.5 hour mastermind from Warren Buffett back in 1998 at like MIT or something.
Nerd alert. Was it good?
So I'm just not in the mood.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Well, I was eating sushi with Rachel, and we had a happy hour. There were cool people there.
Yeah, I was working. He talked about how he bailed out long-term capital management. I'd never heard that story. It was really cool. Really cool. He was like on a what?
Strazza, last night somebody brought JC a chart book of fundamental charts, which are actually my favorite kinds of charts.
No, look, to each his own. A lot of people don't understand them and are better off ignoring them. But
look at all these charts they brought me.
Fundamental charts. That's the best way to understand fundamental information is in chart form.
You know that back in the day when we used to do this happy hour thing like we did yesterday and we'd all get together, people would bring me charts back then too, printed out ones. But this was a long time ago. I love that, people still do that. So shout out Shout out to the crew. I won't name drop anybody, but you know, a lot of professional traders, forex traders, macro guys. We had some day traders, swing traders, people in from Kansas, all over the place.
Really?
It's great.
Ohio.
People in from Queens,
Ohio, New
Stan's
Jersey.
from Kansas.
Yeah. Shout out New Jersey. Spencer Israel trying to get the Jersey shout out there. See you, dog.
I have been making the best beet salads.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a new thing I've been doing. It's like my #1 recipe these days.
Send me the recipe. I'll take a look.
Four things: beets, goat cheese. You do the beets first. You roast them. You put the goat cheese in with like 15 minutes to go. Let that cook to like a little browning on top. Then you slice red onions like garlic, and then you throw those on top. You smash pistachios in a bag. You sprinkle those on top. Obviously, a good amount of oil. I do the high heat olive oil, but you could do other fancier oils, and then a balsamic drizzle to finish.
Oh, look at this guy right now. Look at this guy.
That's it.
Fancy. By the way, I'm back on the quail egg with the uni. I'm back on that train.
I'm glad. It's for me.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to fake sushi, because sometimes fake sushi is actually good. Like, like the crispy rice with the spicy tuna on top. That's like it's like fake sushi, but it's really good.
Yeah.
With a little avocado on top.
You're not wrong.
Woo-wee.
This is a better take than your fundamental hate.
All right. See, you win some, you lose some. There it is.
Beets. Bears eat beets.
What is the better bear? The black bear or the brown bear?
Depends if you're trying to die, right?
Yeah, like I got black bears by my house, like up at the lake, and they're just looking for food. They're not there to hurt anybody. But the brown bears, I think, are the ones you got to worry about, right? I don't have those.
They say you could fight them. It's like the difference between gators and crocs. A lot of people are not afraid of the gators, but the crocs is a different story.
Yeah, but the crocs are out in Africa, right?
We got North Americans down here.
Really, they got crocodiles here? I mean, you're the Florida man. You would know.
Yeah, dude, check this out. Speaking of Florida, this should be impossible, and I need a scientist to reach out to me and explain it. Last night, it was 40 degrees here, and 4 hours south of here in Key West, it was 60 degrees. How is that possible? How is that possible?
I believe it's the Gulf Stream.
It's the Gulf of America stream is what it is.
Yeah. Are we still calling it the Gulf of America? Is that like official?
I don't know.
Florida man? Definitely.
Well, it's always just been the Gulf, So like, yeah, we call it the Gulf. People call it the Gulf.
There is a giant gulf between what we're talking about now and what I want to talk about. A huge gulf there.
Well, why don't we go ahead and do that, Mr. Spencer Israel?
Big Gulf. That's the Bull Gulf.
The old bull golfer.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got the Dow this morning doing absolutely nothing, right? Big zero for the Dow. 49,632, still 368 points away from Dow 50,000. S&P 500 futures, 69.90, also flat this morning. NASDAQ 100 really leading the way, up almost 0.5% to the upside. That's a hundy for the NASDAQ 100 futures to the upside. 30-year bond futures down today, back under 116. Crude oil up 1%, pushing 60. Copper down 3%, down to 580. Big move. Gold down 0.5%, 4,600. Silver down 5%, down to 88, which is hilarious. Down to 88. And the old VIX still just under 16. Unbelievable. VIX hanging in there. You got the old Bitcoin, 95,300 doing nothing this morning. You got Ethereum 3,300 even doing nothing this morning. You got Solana 142 doing nothing this morning, and of course that keeps the total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, at 3.2 trillion. 3.2. How do we feel about this morning's futures?
I don't know. Oil is interesting, up 1%. I haven't talked about that for a few days or longer. I think we talked about Bitcoin, yesterday or the day before, perking up a little bit. So there were things that interest me, but nothing that's a groundbreaking. You know,
I feel like so I know a lot of the guys over at the Ritholtz team, Ritholtz Wealth Management. They're my financial advisors, so they're old friends, and like I know like a lot of them. I feel like I know fewer and fewer of them now. I'm like, who are all these people? I used to know everybody at this company. Now I feel like I don't know anybody. And they were like, "Oh, JC, how's the pod?" And I was like, we didn't argue. We weren't fighting. I didn't call him any nasty names, So that was a little bit of a bummer. We kind of agreed a lot, I feel like. Let's throw up the small cap 600 index. We were talking about that on the pod. The podcast, the Compound and Friend podcast, should be out at some point today. But check that out, Spencer. New all-time highs finally for the small cap 600 index, which had been quite the laggard, this S&P small cap index. Maybe they didn't discriminate and force these arbitrary earnings down our throats. And maybe, just maybe, this index wouldn't be underperforming as much as it has. Last year, Strazza, this one up only 5% on the year. IWM, Russell 2000, up 12%.
Oh, this is what you're saying about the fundamentals.
Just saying, maybe if they weren't such communists, forcing companies to have earnings to be allowed in this index, just a distraction. Could have been in the Russell 2s, putting up a 12 spot last year. No big deal.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at this index besides you.
Nobody looks at the small cap S&P 600, Spencer Israel. You know what you said yesterday that is just so true? Spencer says anything that happened before 2015 didn't even happen.
No, that's obviously I
You said it joking, but you're not wrong. Like
no. There's a lot of cool stuff happened before 2015.
Dude, this index goes back a long time, bro. So for you to have the audacity to suggest that nobody looks at this, maybe you don't, millennial, but the rest of us do.
Very funny.
Not the rest of us. That is not true. Who's us in this question? Maybe you and Steve do, but like normal people don't look at this. Sorry.
Dude, let's go to the metal. Normal people don't look at this. Okay. Yeah. New all-time highs, right? New all-time highs. Throw up this metals chart that you guys got here. Jason Purrs making a cameo yesterday.
That's right. That was a surprise.
Jason Purrs, New York City. Get the Ohio guy in New York. He rode his bike all the way from Ohio.
Skateboarded halfway there.
So what do you like here? Which one? Which of the metals are we buying? You're not buying any of them.
You crazy, dude?
You're not buying any of them?
This is getting to the point. It's just very irresponsible.
You think buying metals here is very irresponsible?
So
or at least suggesting that anyone should.
Last night, I may have been talked into buying physical metals. I don't own any metals at all. I don't own investment. I don't own physical. But I was talking to Jason last night and the same row, and they were like, "Dude, gotta own some metals, like physical gold, right?" So they talked me into it at these crazy prices. So I don't know if I have to now go to Costco and buy some gold or what, but I might do that.
Kenny had last night. Kenny had his silver with him.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just carries silver with him.
See, so Kenny, to be clear, isn't one of these idiots who's just rushing into this trade now. He's been buying silver his whole life. Yeah. He's not buying more now. He's stopped buying now. He's just letting it go up. That's what the smart money's doing, right? When this whole thing settles down, China stops doing whatever the hell they're doing, there's going to be a hole in these trends. The bottom is going to fall out. It's how parabolic trends end. They teach it in the textbook. You want me to get the chapter about parabolic trends in the textbook and we can go through it? That's all this is. So it's going to end the way they always end. If you want to be around for that, kudos to you. Have at it. But I have nothing left on this topic. It's a joke.
What if the real mother of all short squeezes was in gold and silver the whole time?
I think that there's legs. I think that this could go much further this year. I think that it will come with massive drawdowns. That's what you're signing up for, which is basically what Steve is alluding to. So while I would expect massive drawdowns and certainly volatility in these metals, I think that they're going to be higher than they are currently in the future. And I think that the dollar breaking out above 100 is a problem. Could be a problem for that trade. So all eyes on the dollar.
It's funny.
You want to?
Yeah, they're crazy. These people.
Throw up the new slide 4, please. So this was something that we brought up yesterday. We were talking about Isaac Newton when he blew up. Remember when Isaac Newton blew up his account?
Right.
So he died broke because he had the FOMO. So we were talking about this on the pod yesterday, and Isaac Newton, he started buying the South Sea Company, right? Made a lot of money, doubled his money. Nice trade there, Isaac. And then all his buddies were getting rich. And so he had the FOMO, and then he bought it back in the roaring 20s, but the 1720s. And he blew up his account, Isaac Newton. So it's not about being smart, because I think he's like the smartest guy ever or something like that. Like, I think he's like way smarter than Einstein or something like that. Like, this guy's like the guy, Isaac Newton. And, sometimes it's probably better to not be that smart, right?
This actually fits very nicely with, if you watched the $1 million question yesterday, Stephen Weitzel had Larry McDonald on the show, and Larry said that age-old quote. I forget who actually said it, but nothing will drive you crazier. I'm paraphrasing. Nothing drives a man crazier more than seeing his neighbors get rich, right?
Yeah.
And it's poison for your brain.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what's going on here with the precious metals right now. This group of investors gets very loud when things go well every now and then for them.
That's true.
Which group?
The gold bugs.
Gold crazies.
Yeah.
People start talking about, World War III is imminent. People are selling access to gold vaults on the internet. That's becoming a very popular thing. We're gobbling up territory around the world to prepare to fight China, and gold and silver is going to be the only thing worth owning. If that's the bet you're making, just go to Hawaii or something, enjoy your life, because it's going to suck soon anyway, no matter how much gold and silver you have if World War III breaks out. So to invest for that sort of a situation takes a certain kind of sick person to prepare for that and hope for it. So it's just not for me more than anything.
Some of these doom preppers, man, they're no joke, but I've seen some of these things. They're kind of awesome. I kind of want one. There was one guy who has a car where you go into the trunk of the car and it goes down into the ground, and he's got a whole man cave down there. It's kind of awesome. I don't think the world's coming to an end, but to have one of those in the backyard, that's kind of cool.
We should start selling that service, because that's really hot right now from what I'm hearing.
Really?
Yes.
The doom preppers? I feel like the doom preppers has been around for a long time. I asked Kyle, because one of my neighbors, he's got the food, the food that lasts 3 months or 6 months.
Yeah.
And
tastes great.
I heard it's terrible. And so I felt a little bit guilty that I was the dad in the neighborhood that didn't have that. So I called my super righty friend over in out west, and I started asking. I was like, "Hey, do you have this, this food? This doom prepper food?" And he's like, "I either kill or grow 90% of what I consume." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." It's very impressive.
So we didn't say no.
A lot of time, to do these
90% of what he consumes, he either killed or grew. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Careful.
Mix in some Uber Eats, bro.
90% of what I eat is Uber Eats. No, I'm kidding.
It used to be when I lived in New York City. This is before Uber Eats. We used to have, what was the thing on the bicycle?
Seamless Web. Seamless Web was the big one back then.
Seamless. Yeah, I would get Seamless. That's what it was. You're right. That's what it was. Good call.
Remember what we used to get it for lunch every day.
All right. Well, speaking of killing or eating what you kill, killing what you eat, Kenny Glick eats what he kills every day in the market.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
So let's see what he's trading today.
It's been a long time. uncovered. They ain't come from my club, they tug it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Hey, now, Kenny Glick, how you feeling, buddy? Good time last night.
That was a good time. I'm sorry if you're watching. I forgot his name, but we were commiserating as a Jets fan with the guy, the FX guy. We hugged it out, and I think we had the same wife too. They're sick and tired of us complaining about the Jets. So yeah, it's hilarious.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
big friend out there.
No, a great time. I love being around people where it's like when you go out with people that don't know about the market, they're like the normies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like being around. All we're talking about is trading. It's great.
Yeah.
That's the conversation. That's where we're staying.
You know, we used to do this sort of thing, Kenny, back in the day. I'm pretty sure that's how we know each other, actually. We were good at happy hour.
I remember I used to go out. Yeah.
The kids these days, they don't go out and make bad decisions. I think they should more, right?
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I know I'm going to be getting all jacked for Vegas, so I'm going to have to work out because going out 2 nights in a row, I don't know if I can do it anymore. I have to finally admit that I am getting old. So.
Dude, but you're like Benjamin Button. How old are you? You're fucking old. How old are you?
I'll be 55 this year.
Dude.
55, yeah.
You look like you're 35.
Thanks, man. Well, hopefully I was growing the beard for Bob. It will take me like 2 years to grow a beard. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but I don't know. Just to change the look every once in a while.
So Kenny Glick, why were you walking around last night with silver?
Because
you just take it with you wherever you go?
I do. I've always had a silver coin. I've had a silver coin in my pocket for probably 10 or 15 years.
Why?
Good luck. Usually I've always, this is the one I started, I've had this for about 10 years. That's the bull and the bear. I actually have this tattooed on my leg. It's a famous painting. I forgot who did the painting, but yeah, you put a bull and a bear on a
Kenny. This is Kenny last night with his silver coin.
There you go. Now I carry 3, which is pretty cool. One of my favorites.
Doesn't it get annoying, like all the ring-a-ding-ding in your pocket?
I don't know, but it only used to be $75 for 3 coins. Now it's $300. I love it. But speaking of silver, it's actually a decent short so far this morning. And if you're saying Kenny's shorting silver, it's just temporary. We're just trading. If you got
shorting is short-lived, and you're gonna die. Let's not forget.
If you got in the way of it yesterday, after that nice sell-off, I think it was 2 nights ago, it came roaring back. It does not want to go down. And I don't mind. Let's consolidate between 70 and 80 for the next lift off to 120, and it's going to be epic. And then if we could stabilize above 80 for a while, I'm loving it. I've been waiting 30 years for this. So, I'm big fan. I'm still bought, I bought some silver rounds. It's hard to keep wanting to buy here, again, because you feel like you're chasing. But I use now the AGQ and the SLV kind of as the hedge. So if silver comes crashing down, we'll look at the AGQ short. And there's another one that's called ZSL. It's a very, very cheap stock, but it's the inverse silver trade. But it's so cheap, you got to buy a ton of it to make any money because it's obviously been destroyed. And that's it. And not much on the earnings front this morning. So I'm, nickel dime options today. We were just talking about this in the room. Today's the kind of day where I look at these junky stocks, the Open, NVTS. I'm looking at anything around half numbers and whole numbers. Ford, even this stock Clove, CLOV. If they wake up on a Friday and you get yourself a penny or 2 cent option, stock moves 10 or 15 cents, you're talking about 500 to 1,000% on your money. So it's kind of where I'm looking at, and also,
bad.
Yeah, kind of in the banks too, again, big strength. We almost, again, Morgan Stanley yesterday was, important to talk about that trade. You didn't get the move. I was waiting to see if it rolled over.
You didn't get it like you did in JP Morgan. Well, JP Morgan started selling off right away, but you didn't get the fade that you were looking for there, huh?
Right. Yeah. And Goldman Sachs paid for the day, that you got the faux show, bro. And again, that was perfect because you got
the day's pay.
It was pretty massive. And again, I was talking about that with some guys that, like, hey, I can't trade a $971 stock. 3 shares, buy 10 shares. The stock moved 10 points, 20 points. You could put 20 shares on these things and, you're still making a day's pay. So, it's all relative, but, today I love looking for these nickel dime options. NVTS has been pretty good on a Friday. So keep an eye on that one. And even stocks like SRAD, this dog shit stock that I own, just awful. But, a $20 call on a Friday at a nickel the stock has a little recovery. Like I said, give me 25 cents on a $20 stock, you're making 5x. So, stuff like that. But I'm a little tired. my voice, drinking and talking. Yeah.
What were you drinking last night?
Oh, the Reposado. Very nice. That way and I love a place that gives you the big cube. One big cube.
That bar's nice, right?
Very nice bar. I love that place. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good spot. Kenny Glick. So I'm giving part 2 of my human behavior presentation later today. Last week I gave you a shout out. I was talking about how my friend Kenny was in a tizzy, and so he wasn't trading while he was in a tizzy. That was a great lesson, so I appreciate that. What should I tell the folks today? Any messages you want me to pass along?
The I have to be somewhere trade. It's another bad idea. When you have to go, because my wife, we want to leave early today, go down the shore. So I know I got to be somewhere, right?
What are you doing down the shore in the middle of winter?
We got a short house. We still want to go down there and make sure everything's all right. It's our little getaway, the wife and I. So, I got a place down by Little Egg Harbor, about 20 minutes from Atlantic City. So the idea is that I know she wants to go.
We got to hook up down there next time I'm in Avalon.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I love it down there. Very nice. Yeah, they built up since the storm wiped everything out in 2012. The whole neighborhood built up really nice houses now. Whole neighborhood's changed.
Which town are you? Which town?
Little Egg Harbor.
Yeah, sure.
Mystic Islands. Yeah. So basically, like 20 minutes away from.
All right. So tell me more about the you got to be somewhere.
You got to be somewhere trade. You're telling the trade that you only have a certain amount of time for it to work. So you're already a loser because now you're not trading correctly. The market tells you what to do. The trade's not going to do what you want by 1:00 p.m. Like if you got to leave and you're trying to force the trade. So if you got to be somewhere, just don't put a trade on. As long as you're not going to be in the right mindset. So
and you're ruining the time. I remember one time I took the kids to gymnastics. Not real gymnastics, like they're just tumbling around in like padded rooms. And I had a trade on when I did exactly what you're saying. This was a couple of years ago. I did exactly what you're saying, and not only was it a bad idea trade-wise, now I'm distracted from what I should be paying attention to and I should be doing. Yeah. I'm worried about the stupid YOLO trade I got on.
Right.
You're spot on, dude. Spot on. Give me another one.
Especially on a Friday, then you're stewing about it all weekend.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You're stewing about it. You're stewing about it.
And if you're like me, all I do is harp on the negative. I'll do one bad trade out of 10. That's all I talk about. And then, of course, speaking of my wife, she got to look at my dumb face. She's like, "Oh, that face. Ooh, tell me more." Yeah, she's kind of sick of it already. But that's why it was nice meeting some Jet fans yesterday. I was like, let's be sad together and confused. The Jets are like spiritual, how bad they are, right? They transcend sports. It's just ridiculous. But I got a weird one for you guys. If you want the pump and dump of the day, it's VERO, another reverse stock split, another stock that's up 300% this morning. But if you break over that 592, chances are you're on your way to 750, and then all hell could break loose because this was the theme of 2025, and it's continuing. Take a stock, it's destroyed. You're Andy Dufresne, if you guys know what that is. You do the reverse stock split. You get some catalyst and the squeeze is on. So this is the one for today. And if you can get over this, that's this high of the day, you're looking at least $6.30 and possibly, $9.80. So you never know which ones, After that SMX trade, you guys remember that? It was a $3 stock. It went to 590. So you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's why everybody loves these stocks in the morning. Most of them roll over and die. You got to understand that. But every once in a while, you get yourself like a new egg. You guys remember that one? NEGG, SMX. I forgot what the king of the one. There was one stock. It went from 2 to 2,700. I forgot the name of it. HKD, I think it was. $2 stock. Somebody was printing this thing at 2,500.
Well, someone can squeeze in that scenario too.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So that's where we're at. And again, I'm going to be cutting out early and, calling it a weekend. And then we got a long weekend. So day off on Monday.
All right, Kenny Glick. Everybody go in there and trade with them this morning. Have fun down at the shore with wifey. I'll be up at the lake skiing. All right, my man.
Nice. Good seeing you guys. Good seeing you, my man.
That was fun. Good happy hour yesterday. Good crew. People coming out from Kansas. We were with some Greeks, talking Greeks.
Who was there from Kansas?
I'm not going to name drop, but there was some Kansas folks,
right. I don't know. All right.
Sam was not there,
Sam
but
was
he
not there.
is from Kansas.
He's the only person that I know from Kansas.
Me too.
No, we got a few. What about Kimball? Chris Kimball. Why isn't Kimball on the show? Get Kimball on the show.
I have tried in the past. He's a hard guy to reach, but yeah.
He's got like 100 grandkids or something like that.
I respect that. I like that about people. You know,
when they're hard to reach.
Yeah. Like when people don't answer my emails, I'm like, I get it. That's cool.
Yeah, How about when you don't answer other people's emails? Why is Strazza ignoring me? What about that one? You too cool for
now?
school?
We just announce it. Don't expect to get an answer.
There you go. Lou Dog. Are you here? Oh, he was here. Where'd he go? Where'd you go? Louis, you were here.
Louis to Miami. Louis never been to Miami.
Where in the world is Louis Sykes today?
I don't know. He was here, now he's not. All right. Well, that's interesting.
We can talk about crypto. We can still talk
back.
about it. You had a little pop and a flop, okay, this week. The Coinbase thing. You guys all heard about the Coinbase thing? Everybody up to date on the Coinbase situation here?
Yeah, we're delaying again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian Armstrong, again, let's just say this again. Brian Armstrong, one of the single best CEOs currently out here doing it. The way he has navigated this whole shit show with the government and no regulation, trying to get the regulation, he calls it exactly how it is. He says, if you're just going to pass a big bill that hands everything out to the big banks again, then we're not on board. Forget it. Blow the whole thing up. Let's just keep what we have here. But they have a real problem over at Coinbase with the way that this new bill basically favors the big traditional financial institutions.
Is this the big beautiful one, or is this a different one?
They have different names. You have to ask Fox. I think Fox names them, right? Fox gets to name the bills. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, JC, this is the bill that's going to provide the legal regulatory roadmap for crypto forever, right?
Got it. So they're making the laws for decentralized finance that they have no control over.
Picking up as we speak, but they're having some issues, right? So
it's a setback. It was a setback. Stock gave some back. You saw the whole crypto space kind of give some back the past few days on this news. That's crypto for you, you know. Well, bumpy road.
We have Louis in the house. He's back.
Bring him out.
He says his Wi-Fi is bad. Well, how about we just figure it out and see what happens?
Yeah, see what happens.
Got my fingers on the post, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
There he is. What's up, Lou?
What's up? It's great where I'm actually joining the morning show, and it's actually the morning.
Where are you?
Where are you?
I'm in Miami.
Oh, you are in Miami?
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta talk offline. I gotta give you some recs.
No, let's just do it right here. Where are you going? Where are you gonna hang out? Where should he go, JC? Louis would like the sexy fish.
Dude, sexy fish? No.
Maybe a little sugar.
You're in the Grove? You're in Coconut Grove?
I don't know where I am.
That's the Mayfair. I could see. That's the Mayfair. I could see the room in the back.
Dude, nice. Just walk around that area. That's a nice area. Don't go too far west on Grand Avenue.
Go to the
If you go one block in the wrong direction.
Yeah, don't go down.
And you're like a skinny white guy. Yeah, good luck with that. So be careful. You're in the Grove. So if you make the wrong turn, this isn't New Zealand. Like, you can't mess around in the hoods in Miami.
No, but it's beautiful. It's a lovely little neighborhood.
They don't have hoods in New Zealand, right?
Go to Narbona. You can get a nice espresso, some Italian pastries. It's like an Italian import store. They got everything. They got pizza, gelato, fresh pasta. Really nice.
Yeah, go to 11. Go Club 11. That's tomorrow night.
2 minutes from the hotel.
Yeah, you don't get there until 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. That's when you get there. It's wild, the kids these days.
I was just driving through last night just to get to the hotel, and I'm like, man, this place is rough. Just driving through some of these roads. I'm like, is this where the hotel is?
Yeah.
No sheep in Miami. You notice?
No sheep. Yeah, I'm gonna stand out like a sore thumb with my goofy accent and just this tall, skinny white guy.
Dude, it's Miami these days, dude. There's goofy accents all over Miami now.
I love that.
You're just another goofy accent, you know. So don't worry about it. All right. So I want you to kind of pay attention. You've been to New York a whole bunch now. You know, you've been to other places in the United States. I want you to see, kind of Miami for what it is. Like, you think it's blowing up as this financial capital. I don't quite see it that way. But I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for Miami.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this Real Vision crypto conference on the beach, and that'll be real cool just to see where the animal spirits are lying in this market. Because obviously there's a lot of crypto mind share that gathers around Miami, so I'm really looking forward to that.
All right, I'll send you to some spots in Little Havana to get some snacks. And speak up, Lou, so we can hear you. I know you're busy down in Miami gallivanting while the rest of us are, working it over here. So I bought some MicroStrategy this week. You think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think that's a good idea. I think this thing is going to move. It's way extended to the downside. There we go. Is that better for my microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this thing is way extended to the downside. I'm never touching this thing again. As an investment, but as a trade, I like it a lot. I think this thing has an absolute ripper in the first quarter of this year. It is way extended to the downside. All the downside risks are already priced in. I think MicroStrategy moves higher.
Wow, Louis likes my trade. I'm in the Aprils. I got April 280s. Do I have that right? No. Yeah, something like that. The 260s or the 280s. I'm in. They were pricey, but what does Strazza say? We're premium payers. What do you call it?
You don't believe in fundamentals, so you should have no opinion on the price of options. The market decides.
What does the price of options have anything to do with fundamentals?
Well, it's the same way that stocks get priced, right? Some are more expensive than others.
Based on stupid things like earnings. In the options market, it's priced based on volatility. Earnings have nothing to do with it.
Absolutely, but it's valuation, right? It's the way that these options are valued. That's valuation. Yeah, it is. I used to work in the
There's nothing fundamental about the behavior of price.
I'm telling you, it's the same idea. I understand it's not based on
one
fundamentals.
Is stupid. One is stupid. Like one is a waste of everybody's time. We know that. And then the other one is based on price.
Either way, you're a price taker. A valuation specialist would work on auditing the values of a stock in the same way he would work on auditing the values of options.
We're talking about real life. We're not talking about fucking auditors for a big four.
It's hard to have these deeper conversations with you about this stuff. Maybe just take my word for it. I promise you it's true. But
all I said was the options were expensive and I just paid the VIG. And you have a good name for that. That's all I said. You don't think it's so defensive about your auditing career back in the day. Like, nobody gives a shit, all right? Anyway,
whether I'm joining at 2:00 in the morning or whether I'm joining at a reasonable hour like this, I still feel like every time I come on the show, I'm just like your marriage counselor. Just overhearing, just bickering like an old married couple.
I put up with so much, Louis. Sometimes I just got to put my foot down.
Fundamentals. There's nothing fundamental about the prices of options, bro. Louis, what about on the old block and chain, right? So we're talking about TradFi vehicles here, but what about the block and chain? Which one do you like?
I think it's looking really constructive out there. You're seeing Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. They've all put in really nice shape. They're all beginning to break out. Whether this breakout holds or not, I'm not really paying too much attention to in the short term. This thing could just fail to break out and it could base for a little bit longer. But when you zoom out, these charts have finally got some good shape taking place in the context of these breakouts that we're seeing all around the world in small caps and the S&P 500. I'm really liking what's happening in the privacy space. Monero had that major breakout to all-time highs. You need to throw that chart up. I'm working remotely here on my laptop, so apologies for the black chart. But still, you need to throw that chart up. The privacy space is really taking off in a meaningful way, and this thing is broken out of a...
Man, this is Monero. Damn.
Yeah. A 7 or 8 year base to all-time highs. There is no other crypto chart in the world that looks as constructive as this.
Nothing.
And I think that's really telling, right? This is the largest privacy technology in the entire space, and it's breaking out like this. And so You know, just like how we pay attention to major themes, but then we go deep down under the market cap ladder to see the greatest opportunities. I think Monero, you know, is easily going to double this year, but there's a few privacy names that I'm looking at that are very, very small, but they're going to soon become key infrastructure to Ethereum and Solana. While Monero is going to, you know, could double this year, I think these smaller names could go upwards of 10 or 20x this year alone, just because privacy is a major theme that everyone is paying attention to this year.
This is great, Louis. I love this because it's hard to come by bases like this in crypto, right? We get excited. We see these kinds of patterns all the time in the stock market. When we do, we buy them. I can't remember the last time I've seen a base this big in crypto. And look at it go, right? That's a little breakout juice you want there. Really nice.
Yeah, so you're looking at these breakouts in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, but you go down what's happening on the blockchain chain, as JC would say, and you're starting to see some really constructive signs underneath the surface.
Man, this is some base. What else? Give me what would be another one in that privacy space? By the way, Monero, 13 billion in market capitalization. It is officially now the 11th largest cryptocurrency. Wow.
And this is one of the OG cryptos, right?
Yeah, I was mining this, Strazza, for the simple reason that it was the only one that I could figure out how to mine.
Right. The things we used to do.
Kids. Dude, I got my Bitcoin miner getting installed now in the pool.
So I took my helium miners when I moved out of Key West and I threw them in the garbage. And then I left.
That's capitulation.
My tech guy takes everything from my office that I don't want. He'll be like, you're going to use this light? You want this old screen? I'm like, no, take it. I'm like, you want the helium miners? He's like, fuck no. Don't give me those.
Dude, you got to get the pollen. The pollen is where you got to mine these days.
You can have it.
Yeah. So, Louis, what would be another kind of privacy situation?
Yeah, you've got Zcash. Zcash is almost Monero's competitor. These are almost the blue chips of the privacy space. They're a little bit different technology, and so what these technologies do, they're basically the same thing as Bitcoin. But with Bitcoin, every time you send a transaction, that transaction gets advertised to the world. But with Zcash and Monero, those transactions are shielded, so they're private. And so Zcash gives you the option to make those transactions private, whereas Monero is a bit more hardcore in that it forces you to be private. And so Monero, it's not compliant with a lot of exchanges. Monero is actually getting delisted from dozens of exchanges. It's really difficult to buy now just because regulators don't like it. The fact that you can send money and it's impossible to track. But yet, even though it's getting delisted, it's breaking out to all-time highs and it's the best looking crypto chart on the planet.
That's great. Anything in the equities area have your attention? There's some folks are mentioning Riot in the chat. I know, some of the leadership data center / miners still looking good out here. Anything you got your eyes on?
Yeah, Riot. I mean, they sold 3 months worth of Bitcoin that they mined, and that 3 months worth of Bitcoin is going to fund their entire phase 1 transition into artificial intelligence and high power compute. And so my thesis right now is that 2025 was the year that the market rewarded these companies that were pivoting into artificial intelligence. I think 2026 is going to be the year where the market rewards those who are financing that decision correctly. And so those that are taking on excessive levels of debt and leverage, I think are going to get punished. Whereas those that are reducing a little bit of risk, removing Bitcoin off their balance sheet and using that liquidation to fund some expansion into artificial intelligence, that seems a lot more intelligent than just taking on a whole bunch of debt.
This is great. And these companies are dynamic and the story is constantly changing. You have to stay up on it. Louis is the best at this. And we've seen them over the years go from one model and they told us they were just going to hodl all this Bitcoin forever, right? And that was the plan. And now what you're seeing is they mine it and they liquidate it. They mine it and they liquidate it. The other day, a company got rewarded in a really big way for buying back their own stock. Right, so they're making different financing decisions from the original story about what they were supposed to do now, and the market's saying, yeah, do more of that. Don't be like some of these crazies that are just going to mine crypto and hold it forever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, MicroStrategy is now trading at a discount to their net asset value, and so this whole corporate treasury model has really backfired in a meaningful way.
Yep. That's great. And then some of these other ones like Cypher and Iran are looking really good, but that's mostly a data center story, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
APLD.
And so, yeah. And so, I mean, look, there's just such a difference between these companies that have made that pivot, and so I think that's going to continue to be the theme heading into next year.
Sam likes the hut. I can barely hear you, by the way, Louis. Sam likes the hut. You guys like the hut?
We're in it. Since Cotu Asset Management made a big splash about 2 years ago, they bought 10% of this one, and we said, oh, maybe this one's different. It's the first one to really see some real institutional interest from some smart people, and we just piled in with them. That's been a good trade.
And what about the Iran? The Iran's the best one, right?
Has been, yeah. I don't like some of the people that are on their board.
Really? Why are people in the chat? Why is TT saying, somebody's saying the Iron guys seem competent? Are you saying that Dawson is wrong and they are incompetent?
Some of them I know for a fact are like snake oil salesmen. They're the guys who like host these Twitter spaces at night and beg idiots on Twitter to go and buy the stock. And then they're paid.
Do they really do that?
Yeah, do it a lot. And they're paid handsomely via stock comp, and they just help destroy the cap table of that company to go out and basically sell the shares of that company on the internet. So there's a lot of that. I'm not saying that they can't make good decisions. The folks I'm talking about are not the operators of this business. They're the marketers.
Wow. That's terrible.
It is what it is.
It's the world. It's just the way the world is. Lou, any other ones that you want to bring up while we have you before you hop back into your gallivanting in Miami?
Yeah, I think heading into 2026, I'm just really zooming out, and I think this is going to be a major year for crypto technology, just to have a bit more of a friendly user interface. I think we've the last few years has been focusing on, right, it's been the FAT protocol thesis, where we've really been focusing on infrastructure, developing new block space, but we don't really need 20 or 30 different networks. We actually need a better and more simpler way to use those networks. And so that's what I'm paying attention to. I think there's if there's a technology that can make blockchains more accessible to my parents, that's going to be the next 100x trade on the sheets. That's what I'm paying attention to. I've got a few names that I'm scouting out for that, but I'm looking at some applications that are going to make this technology more user friendly.
All right, so I got some homework for you, Louis. All right, go to take an Uber to Penrod's over on First Street in South Beach, right?
What is it?
First Street in South Beach, as far south as you can go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of walk on that pier, and then take a walk from there all the way to the Fontainebleau, right? Strazza's like, I would never do that.
What are you telling him to do?
I'm telling him to go for a nice walk on the beach.
Oh, God.
So walk along the beach. There's like a 17 block. There's like a 10, 12 block period between like 5th Street and like the Lowe's, where you got like all kinds of Art Deco sort of, construction and stuff like that, which is cool. Then get back on the beach and keep going all the way to get to the Fontainebleau. It's a nice walk. You're going to get some exercise. There's nothing wrong with exercise, Strazza.
It's a long walk.
You should try it, actually.
It's a long walk, though.
It's fine. He's
Be
fucking,
clear,
how old are
it's
you?
very
You're in
long
great
walk.
shape. He's
Putting
fine.
on.
He's from New Zealand, bro. He's not from like Connecticut, where people don't do anything.
I go climbing
Massive
the mountains for my weekend.
Dude, go take a walk, then go into the Fontainebleau, right? Go study a little bit of the history of the Fontainebleau. A lot of history there. And go to the sushi joint, get some sushi.
No, go next door to Nobu, eat there.
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, you could do both. A little bit of both, dinner, lunch.
They have a decent Chinese thing upstairs at the Blue.
It's just history, I mean, it's been remodeled and stuff like that, but they'll have like the pictures of what it used to look like and like people walking down the stairs,
hanging out, Scarface.
Yeah, you look like a lizard, man.
Yeah, so good. One of the best scenes ever. But no, Fontainebleau, amazing. What a time. Probably a little too cold for the pool this week, though.
Yeah. All right, Louis, that's your homework. Go do it.
All right.
I
don't wanna hear any
Right.
excuses.
I'll
Just
report
careful
back.
with the walking.
I'll be
And
fine.
be
mate.
careful
Don't
in
worry about
Coconut
it.
Grove, dude. I'm not even joking. Like if it looks like you shouldn't be there, turn around and don't be there.
Just stay in the little nucleus of the neighborhood. It's
You're
very
a
safe.
big, tall, skinny white guy, dude. You're fresh meat out there. Be careful, bro.
Don't worry. I can outrun all of them.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I got my money on them. Where do you think these football players come from?
All right. Okay. Going to Coconut Grove. That's my weekend trip.
You're there already.
You're already there, man. You're already there.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
All
We're in
right.
our boat.
See you later. Good luck.
All right,
You're
see
gonna
you
need
guys.
it.
Enjoy. How nice. Have a great day. Have a day, Louis. What a guy. Really nice. Love Miami. What, Spencer?
Go to Coconut Grove.
Nothing of what we just
I'm
told
going to Coconut Grove. You're already there. Oh, jeez. That was
Dude,
funny. Anyway.
some guy made a video to like Indiana fans coming to Miami, and like it was hilarious. He's like, "Oh, you guys seem like patriots, American patriots. So you should go to Liberty City and go check out Liberty City."
No.
And then he's like, and then you got to go to Opalaka Hialeah, but make sure you go at night, specifically at night, go to Opalaka Hialeah. So he's giving them like all these hoods. He's like, the stadium is in Miami Gardens. So you should take a walk at night and go see the gardens.
Yeah, go to Overtown.
Dude, it was so funny, that video.
All these Miami references going over my head.
These are like fancy names. Like they call it Miami Gardens. Miami Gardens is one of the worst places on earth, actually. Right?
The nicer it sounds, the more dangerous it is.
Right. Like Liberty City sounds lovely. You can't go there. Right? Like you can't go there. Like I was on a football team of white kids and we went to Liberty City, and let's just say they beat our ass. Right? They beat our ass. Coral Gables Youth Center never stood a chance against the Liberty City.
All right. Before we do recess, programming announcement.
Playing against future number 1 draft picks.
Are we canceling the show all week next week? Fun. What's the story?
No, we're not. No, we're not, Steve. So we're not. No show Monday, obviously, market holiday. No show for us Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll be in Miami. I was fully planning on doing a show Thursday, Friday. JC and I will be home. I'm getting home crazy late on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, but I'll be there. So we will be back on Thursday. That's the point I'm trying to make here. We'll be back on Thursday. No shows of any kind Monday, market holiday in the US, which is what matters. And Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be in Miami. But we are doing, if you are a member of, Breaking Multiplier, Gold Rush, Crypto, etc., we're still doing all of our usual paid videos for you next week. Just no morning show, no chat request live, no open bar, no Mackie live, no Gold Rush live, no what are my options, all that stuff. We'll have to wait an extra week for. So that's the.
I got to do a thing on Thursday. I think I should be back Friday.
Okay. Do you guys want to do a quick recess and then we can hop?
Do a quick recess.
Yeah.
Recess.
Yeah.
What do you got, Spencer?
I don't know. Slide 2 was just like a shout out. I hadn't been to the city. I had to think. I hadn't been to the city since like July. I think it's been 6 months for me, which is a long time to go between trips to the city. So I had fun last night. Thanks for the invite. We had a good time, good food, good company, good drinks, and and I made it home in a reasonable hour. So all told, I was pleased.
Dude, we got a whole bunch of other pictures. Dude, Rachel's camera, I don't know what kind of fancy camera she's got. It was just her iPhone. I thought these pictures came out so good.
The iPhone last night. The iPhone has good cameras.
Damn. Man, that was very impressive. But yeah, it was a good time. We had a good crew there. Like seriously.
Look at these two well-dressed men right here. Huh? Look at this. Nice jacket, bro. Really nice.
Strazza, did you see? I don't know if you saw last week at Chart Summit on Friday. You guys were wearing your sport coats. Did you see what they were calling you in the chat?
Ha ha ha.
No.
They're
Wait,
calling you.
what chat?
They're calling you Strazza Oakmont.
Ah,
Did you
I
see
get
that?
it. Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that funny?
Yeah.
I thought so.
That was good.
All right, that's what I got.
I got nothing. Nothing new here. Oh, I have a development. The Tesla got me in trouble. So we're coming in hot to Everglades City this weekend, and we're self-driving. And this thing doesn't slow down for anybody. I think it goes at like the speed of traffic. It doesn't care about the speed limits. So like entering the town, you're supposed to like slow down, whip right by a cop. The cop comes over, and I was in the passenger seat. Rose was in the driver's seat, but it doesn't matter. Neither of us were driving. And I told the cop, I said, it actually wasn't us. The car did it. So this thing's driving. Like, can you give the Tesla a ticket? I said, we're in like Mad Max mode. He said, if you keep driving that fast, you'll be in death mode. I said, oh my God. So the Tesla got a ticket.
Who gets to pay for it?
Shit.
I don't know who pays for it, but yeah, Tesla got in trouble. Going too fast. Pretty crazy, right?
Thanks, Elon. Jeez.
Throw up that slide. Throw up that slide too.
That's so much better than the alternative where the cars self-drive like grandma's and you don't even want to use it. Like my car drives like a freak. That's awesome. It's fantastic. If your car is not driving in a way that you're at risk of getting tickets, you don't want it, right? So I thought that
is a good photo. How'd she do that? That is a good photo.
I don't know. You're a little jealous, Strazza? You went there? You a little FOMO?
Ask Rachel. I don't think she'll ever ask me to come to New York City again. She got a mouthful from me. No, but I love to see you guys having fun. Look, I remember these days. Good. I had some great memories in New York City. Don't miss it.
Do you have any of those mini burgers, Spencer?
I did. I didn't. Without the bun, but yeah.
Excuse me. I had way too much sushi before this.
Yeah,
dude, I ate so much sushi. It was great. It was very impressive, Strazza. You would have been.
I'm happy for you. Did you enjoy?
That's something I missed about New York.
Did you enjoy the viscosity of the egg? Is that what you enjoyed?
I was in this phase in my life where I thought maybe that the quail egg was taken away from the uni, and I'm not there for the egg. I'm there for the uni, and that was just. I got over that phase. I'm back on team quail egg with the uni.
Good job. Proud of you.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. That's a big development.
I love to be back. I'm just happy to be back, Strazza.
All right, here's what's going on today. Larry's going live for Thompson's 2 Cents at 5. If you are a member of the Mackie portfolio, you're going to get 2 videos today. You're going to get his weekly roundup, but also his monthly boots on the ground meeting. He's going to talk all about Amazon. So 2 videos for Mackie, Larry live at 5, and then that's a wrap for Stock Market TV for the week. And we will be back way later next week.
Yeah, we're gonna be busy in Miami talking markets, but we're gonna be coming back. We're gonna be coming back hot with good ideas.
Here in Miami.
New perspective, a better tan. I am white AF.
Like I said, if you want to be at not this event, but our next
JC's got
event,
to be the whitest Cuban in Miami.
Dude, you should have seen Josh yesterday. You know how Josh is a Florida man. So I see Josh. Dude, his office was bumping yesterday, man. There were a zillion people in there. Wow. And Josh comes out with this fucking glowing tan. Yeah. I'm like, this guy.
Dude, he made it. He made it. Fantastic. So happy for him.
I was going to throw the link up on the screen. There it is. If you want to be at our next event in May, use that link on the screen, apply. Maybe we'll see you there. All right. We're going to Nashville. So,
that's cool.
So there will be some karaoke.
Nashville is in Tennessee, Strazza?
No, I know. I've been there. I'm a fan of Tennessee. There's no state income tax. That's one of the good ones. Tennessee's one of the good ones.
One of the good ones.
I'm not against it. Maybe a house in the Smoky Mountains one day. Like,
maybe.
I like Tennessee.
What about like Boone, North Carolina, or something like that?
That's
the Cuban Alps is what they call it. The Cuban Alps.
North Carolina's all right too. Don't go to South.
Dude,
Carolina.
fucking Cubans love Boone. They love Boone. I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know what. I hear it's lovely, but yeah, Cubans love it.
Yeah, it's like a lot of artists and a lot of weed smoking and stuff.
Cool. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Drop us a like. Go make some money. Enjoy your
See ya.
weekend.
Peace.
See ya.
I can't take no loss.